My name's Kathy Labriola, and I'm talking today about my new book, the Polyamorous Break Up book, Causes, Prevention, and Survival. And in the first two segments of this video, we talked about the different causes of polyamorous breakups, and I was giving you a few thoughts and tips about how to prevent breakups based on each of these reasons. This part of the video, I'm going to be talking about surviving a polyamorous breakup. I want to talk just very briefly about ways of getting through the breakup, but because so much of that information is very similar to a breakup in a monogamous relationship, there are lots of other books and lots of things out there to help you with that. So I'm going to talk about that kind of briefly and then talk about the two important ways that polyamorous breakups are very different than a monogamous breakup and how to handle surviving those two areas. So as far as just the basics of surviving a polyamorous breakup, very similar to a monogamous breakup in that regard, in that self-care is the most important thing. Finding ways to take care of yourself while you're going through a lot of suffering. There's no way to get from heartbreak back to happy magically in a short time. But if you practice good self-care by getting enough sleep, eating well, reaching out for support from friends, doing the things that always make you feel better, make you happy, having good times with friends, and doing whatever you need to do to feel better now, you will gradually find it will lift. So, but the thing I want to focus on is the two ways in which a polyamorous breakup is very different than a monogamous relationship. Number one, it creates a whole different set of public relations problems for you than a monogamous breakup. And number two, when you break up in a poly situation, it's pretty likely that you will have at least one other partner remaining, and it's a blessing and a curse because you do have to maintain and sustain that other relationship or other relationships, and you're a mess right now. You're in no shape to be in a relationship. So let's talk about the public relations issues first, and then I will talk a little bit more about that. What I mean by public relations is this. When you go through a monogamous relationship and a breakup in a monogamous relationship, most of the time, your friends and relatives will rally to your support. They want to be there for you. They want to support you through this. They're very kind, and they invite you over for dinners. You know, they call you up and check up on you. They're sending you cat videos. You know, they're just trying to cheer you up and make you feel better. However, in a polyamorous relationship, most people discover that their friends and family members were totally against this relationship in the first place. You may already know that, or they may have hidden the fact that they completely disapprove of your polyamorous lifestyle. But when you go through a breakup, they will be the first to pounce on you and say, well, of course you ended up breaking up. You know this poly thing could never work out, or you know this was a big mistake, and I told you this would never work, and you know, etc. So a lot of people are kind of blindsided by that at the moment when you are feeling most vulnerable and most desperately in need of your friends and family members to be there for you. Instead, they're using the opportunity to tell you, I told you so, and to attack you for this lifestyle that they really never liked in the first place. And in some cases, people seem to be actually gloating. They were just waiting for this to blow up in your face, and they don't have any qualms about telling you so. And they just knew this would happen. So you may want to be cautious about who you tell about the breakup and what you tell them. I have seen a trend in the last several years of a lot of couples that are going through polyamorous breakups actually crafting an email or some kind of a text message, usually just a paragraph or two, that explains the fact that they're breaking up and explains a little bit about why they're breaking up and asks people for their caring and support at this very difficult time. And then they send this out to their friends and loved ones, and they may be very judicious about who they send it to. But it's a kind of what one couple called a preemptive strike to let people know that you're breaking up, let them know you need their support, asking them for that support, and giving them at least some small amount of information about how the breakup happened or why the breakup happened. This is especially important if the breakup had nothing to do with polyamory, because they will, of course, jump to the conclusion that that was the cause, and they'll start spinning all kinds of untrue narratives that some people have found extremely surprising and say, how did they ever come up with that idea of what happened? That's totally nothing like what actually happened in this situation. Now, some couples, if they're having a particularly painful breakup and they can't talk to each other, will ask a friend or someone really close to them to try to help craft that message, and then they both will try to approve it and then send it out. Other people have decided to just tell 2 or 3 close friends about the breakup and then ask those friends to spread the information, the true information, to their networks, so that to all of their friends and family, so that they don't have to deliver the news and then deal with a lot of negative feedback. So this public relations issue is really can be very painful for people, and really important to try to get out ahead of this thing, as the politicians say, and try to give that message, craft your own message to counter whatever conclusions people are jumping to that have no relation to reality. The second very big difference with a polyamorous relationship ending from a monogamous relationship is normally when you're in a monogamous relationship and you break up, suddenly you're single. And that may suck because you're lonely, but you also don't have to try to be up to participating fully and being emotionally and physically available and present for another partner. I know many people who have gone through breakups just want to hide in their room, eat junk food, and watch bad TV. And you really can't do that if you have a wife or a husband or a girlfriend or someone who is expecting you to be available to them and has every right to expect that of you. So it's very important to try to talk to your other partner or partners right away. Let them know that you're not yourself right now. You are not up to full participation in this relationship, but you are doing everything you can to get back to that level, and you need them to be a little bit flexible in the meantime. You can ask them what are the bottom line issues for them, what are their most important needs, and how can you work on fulfilling those and delivering on those needs when maybe there are some things you're just not able to handle right now. You want to also make sure that you keep reassuring them that you love them, that you're committed to them, because for your partner, seeing you this devastated by a breakup with someone else will often make them start to doubt that you really love them or care about them if you're this messed up over someone else breaking up with you. So it's important to reassure them at this time of your love and commitment, because they're seeing a lot of signals that are making them feel anxious and insecure. So those are the important differences between a polyamorous breakup and a monogamous breakup, and the 2 key things that I really want to encourage you to pay close attention to and make sure to take care of when you're going through a breakup. It will help you survive the breakup and begin to recover much more quickly.